a small hilly village, where silence spread as soon as night fell. There was an old, dilapidated hut in this village, about which it was said that a shadow lived there. People did not even go near that hut out of fear. A young investigative journalist, Arian, is fascinated by this mystery. He decides to find out the truth of this rumor. One night, he reached near the mansion. The doors of the room started opening slowly, as if someone had pushed them. Gathering courage, Arian went inside. The view inside the house was giving him goosebumps. Things covered with layers of dust, broken walls, and a strange coldness. Still, Arian did not lose courage. He started looking at every corner of the house. In one room, he finds an old photograph. There was a beautiful girl in the picture, but her eyes were empty, as if there was no life in them. Just then, a light black mist emerged from the picture, which slowly started moving towards Arian. Arian got scared, but the escape route was closed. The mist kept coming closer to him. And then, power is suddenly turned off. The house was plunged into darkness. Arian's heartbeat increased. He could not see anything. Only the black mist, which was now very close to him. Just then, a gust of cold wind came, and Arian's hair stood on end. He felt that someone was breathing near his ear. He started roaming around, but could not see anything. Then, a creepy laugh was heard. The laughter was so scary that Arian's soul trembled. He fell to the ground. And then, nothing. Just darkness. When Arian regained consciousness, he was on the hospital bed. Doctors told that he had suffered a fainting attack, and he was taken out of the room. Arian asked about the house, but no one told anything about that house. A few days later, Arian was discharged from the hospital and returned to his home. But the fear of house was still there in his mind. He was unable to sleep, and he felt scared even during the day. One night, Arian heard the same creepy laughter again. He got up and looked out the window. A black mist was coming out from the side of the house, which was slowly moving towards Arian's house. Arian got scared. He understood that he was being followed. He started running to save his life. But the mist was moving faster than him. Arian reached a deserted street. That laughter was heard again from behind him. When he turned around and saw, he was shocked. Standing in front of him was the same girl whose photo he had seen in the mansion. But now, his eyes were red, and his face was distorted. The girl slowly started moving towards Arian. Arian was breathing heavily. He knew that now he would die. Just then, suddenly a bright lightning flashed in the sky. The girl screamed and backed away, and then disappeared. Arian heaved a sigh of relief. But There was still fear in his mind. He knew that the girl's spirit was still behind him, and that she could come back at any time. Arian could not sleep that night. Every moment he felt that shadow would come again. Days passed, but that fear was with him. He no longer felt safe, even in his own home. One night, when the whole house was sleeping, Arian woke up. He heard that creepy laugh again. This time, this laughter was coming from his room. He woke up slowly and opened his eyes. In the corner of the room, a small figure of mist stood. She was growing slowly. Arian's breathing started stopping. He understood that he would not be able to escape now. The mist began to take shape, and slowly it began to take the form of the girl. But this time, she was looking even more terrifying. His eyes were burning like fire, and blood was dripping from his mouth. The girl was slowly coming near Arian. Arian was about to scream, but his voice was not coming out. He just kept watching how death was coming towards him. The girl stood at the edge of Arian's bed and came so close to his face that Arian could feel her breathing. And then, darkness. Arian's eyes slowly started opening. He was in a dark room. There were walls around it, on which strange pictures were written. He was trying to get up, but his body was stuck. Just then, he heard a voice. "Are you awake?" Arian looked around nervously. There was a woman sitting on a chair in a corner of the room. She had a book, and she was reading it. The woman's eyes were red, and her face was very scary. Arian recognized that this was the same woman whom he had seen in the mansion. He started screaming out of fear, but his voice was not coming out. The woman smiled and said, "You will always be with me now." Arian understood that he would never be able to escape now. He will be imprisoned in this dark room forever. The woman closed her book and started moving towards Arian. Arian's eyes closed, and he was plunged into darkness forever.